Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Adventures of one obsessed nutrition coach on a mission to create a world where food makes us better. Today is Tuesday, and we're getting back to more or less our normal schedule of deep dive into nutrition on Tuesdays. And today we are talking about this new book that came out not so long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago. The books are still coming out, even though, behind all this coronavirus noise, we kind of sometimes don't notice that life is still going on and we'll be okay. So keep reading, guys. Anyhow, the book's title is The Fat Burn Fix: Boost Energy and Hunger and Lose Weight by Using Body Fat for Fuel. And it's written by an amazing MD, medical doctor, Catherine Shanahan. She worked with Lakers, I believe, basketball team. I'm not into sports, so forgive me if I mispronounce something or confuse something, but there is this famous basketball team, and she worked with them as nutritionist, transitioning the players into fat-burning machines, because we all carry much more fat energy on our body than we'll ever be able to carry any amount of sugar or carb energy. And what it seems, as long as our body is metabolically flexible, and this book teaches us how to become metabolically flexible. So as long as we are metabolically flexible and we can efficiently and effectively burn fat for fuel, we will experience in life and in training very little big dips in energy, or hitting the wall kind of sensations. If our body is truly flexible, if our metabolism is truly flexible, then we shouldn't be hitting a wall unless we've been starving for like days and weeks. And the book, The Fat Burn Fix, helps us to learn again how to transition, how to turn our bodies into fat burning machines that they were designed to be. Guys, we can store a lot of fat in our body, like a lot, thousands and thousands of energy units in a form of body fat. And we can do it safely without much of health consequences. Like, you can actually carry quite a lot of body fat and still be metabolically and otherwise healthy. But if we have too much sugar in our blood, because of its sticky nature and because it tends to stick to proteins, and because of its nature, it creates chaos and disorder, and it breaks things in our body. I'm talking about sugar. So if we as society, most of us, transition to that carbohydrate rich and dependent sugar burning diet, most of us are going to become metabolically ill. And that's what you see around the world. Obesity is rising, heart disease, diabetes. Most of those diseases are diseases of the diet and lifestyle. They have nothing to do with something being wrong with our bodies right now. Actually, a lot of it has to do with just being on a sugar burn diet instead of fat burn that we were designed to be on. But anyhow, guys, I'm coming out of a 40-hour fast in a couple of hours. And when people hear me talking or see on my social media talking about fasting and going without meals for many hours, a lot of people, and you might be one of those people, whose metabolism is compromised by certain diet patterns high in processed carbohydrates and in a lot of added sugars, and just also vegetable oils that we're going to talk about today. So a lot of people don't understand that I don't actually experience a lot of discomfort. As long as I'm eating a nutritionally rich and abundant diet the rest of the time, fasting doesn't cause me any discomfort. I don't experience any energy fluctuations, really. I might not be, running like a crazy machine like I might do when I eat, but I don't really experience any discomfort. because my body became very efficient at burning its own fat and transitioning from burning fuel from the food that I eat to burning my own fat for energy. And when you transition to that 40-hour fast, or basically I ate the last time on Sunday night, and yesterday it was Monday, so I didn't eat anything, and today is Tuesday and I'm gonna eat at midday. And so when you can burn your own fat efficiently and you can transition between burning fuel from your food to burning fuel from your body fat storage, you won't experience much discomfort when you fast. And that's the idea. That's how we were meant to function. Because think about it, guys. When we were running savannah in Africa, and the next meal was not guaranteed, no was on schedule, so we might catch something today, we might eat something tonight, and we never know where the next meal is coming. There might be famine, there might be drought, there might be something else. We never knew that, and so our bodies needed to depend on our internal sources as much as possible. And that's why we became fat. I don't know, we are good at storing fat. We are good at carrying fat. We were good at using fat for energy, because having our internal stores allowed us to be more flexible and more adventurous going out there and exploring, because we didn't need to eat every other hour. We could use our own body fat stores to use them for energy and run around exploring stuff and looking for better geography for finding our next meal. So that was beneficial, and it still is beneficial, guys. It's still beneficial to be metabolically flexible, because you just never know. So it's better for our bodies to be flexible, and keeping fat on our body and knowing how to burn that fat for energy. It's an amazing skill that our body developed, and be grateful for that, guys. We are fat storing and fat burning machines that we were designed to be. But to a practical side, so the book, The Fat Burn Fix. In our society, for most people, it's true that our metabolic machinery, or how our cells, or mitochondria specifically, are able to extract energy from our own body fat, our energy creating machinery is broken. And it's broken because mostly of our diet, to be specific. The diet rich in processed carbohydrates, the diet rich in vegetable oils, or industrial oils that I like to call them, or unnatural fats, whatever you want to call them. And then constant snacking. And that's lifetime, a few years of practicing that, and our metabolic machinery that is supposed to run on food or on our body fat is broken, and then it takes time to repair it. And that's when you feel like you constantly need to be snacking and you need supply of sugar or something to keep you running. That's not natural. It means our metabolic machinery is broken. So guys, the most important question is how to fix it. So you burn your body fat efficiently, you easily maintain your energy levels without having to snack on sugar, without having to snack at all. So you stay your leanest, your most metabolically flexible, your most energetic, your most happy also, guys, your most fit and leanest self. We all need to have really healthy energy burning, creating machinery that can extract energy from our foods or from our body fat. And so how do we transition to being that flexible with burning different fuels, and specifically being efficient with burning our own body fat? So that's what the book, The Fat Burn Fix, Boost Energy and Hunger and Lose Weight by Using Body Fat for Fuel, is all about fixing that machinery. And there are a lot of recipes and practical tips and how to transition from your regular breakfast, lunch and dinner into upgraded breakfast, lunch and dinner that helps you to burn fat. But a few first steps that you can start taking right now, today. And quarantine is the best time to change your habits for life, because you have more time, you're more in control of your habits, and you're not as distracted with your work and other things that can be, draining your energy and time. Anyhow, so the first steps: getting rid of unhealthy, industrial, unnatural fats. And by that I mean anything that comes in a clear, transparent plastic bottle. Like if that's yellow liquid in a plastic transparent bottle, that shouldn't be in your food, that shouldn't be in any ingredient in your snacks, that shouldn't be in your food when you go out to eat. Specifically, I'm talking about fats like sunflower oil, safflower oil, canola oil, whatever oil except for natural foods and naturally occurring fats. And those are extra virgin olive oil, all the fat that naturally comes in food, like fat in your meat or in your fish or in your eggs. That all are natural fats that we should keep. What we should throw away are canola oil, sunflower, safflower, all these seed oils. But again, it's easier to concentrate on things that we need to keep, like extra virgin olive oil, like coconut oil, natural fats and foods, nuts and seeds, butter or lard or ghee, all these fats that are natural, meaning you don't need complicated machinery to extract that fat. Even if we take extra virgin olive oil, guys, you can squeeze or olive and you're gonna get fat even just by using your hand. Try squeezing sunflower or cottonseed. Try making fat out of that, oil out of that with your own hand. For that you need industrial machines, and that's why I call them industrial oils, because they are made in some industrial factory and they are not extracted from foods that were that we meant to be extracted. So you want to remove these oils. The tricky part, guys, is making sure you don't consume them in all the snacks, processed, packaged foods, and every restaurant uses this oil too. So that's a metabolic disaster, and that's why, except for very few restaurants globally, most of the restaurants use those cheap vegetable industrial oils that have nothing to do with vegetables even. That's fake stuff. Most of the restaurants use them. Food industry uses them to prolong shelf life of products. So first thing, you need to eliminate those oils. Why? Because our body uses fat to build structures, for our cells to communicate, to build hormones, and for many other functions that our body needs to perform. And our brain, that's the fattiest organ. So if you build it from the wrong kind of fats, you're gonna get all sorts of disruptions, hormonal imbalances. You're gonna have problems with your mental health. You're gonna have problems with your inflammation. So vegetable oils, guys, that's number one. You need to eliminate 100%, and you don't need them. You can eat naturally occurring fats, good fats. Those are really good fats for you, instead of those fake ones, and you'll be so much better. Then number two is no processed crap, like no processed sugars, flours, anything made from flours, honey, blah, 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 blah. So no added sweeteners of any kind, no flours, no grain flours, So no processed food at all. That's number two. You don't need it in your diet. You'll feel much better once you start eliminating it 100%. The next step, you need to make those steps, like removing vegetable oils, processed crap, processed sugars, processed flours. And you need to do those steps all together to help you to transition in the most soft, non-suffering way. You need to start eating healthy fats and oils, and don't be afraid to eat those, because to fix your broken metabolic machinery, you need to supply your body with energy while eliminating all this crap. Otherwise, it's going to be super, super hard to transition if you, on top of that, going to starve yourself. So healthy fats and oils. So healthy fats come from fatty whole foods, like your fatty fish, like your eggs, like your nuts and seeds, like your meats, your organ meats, so fat, comes from food. Avocados, or olives, coconuts, and coconut oil. So those are amazing fats. And specifically, guys, fats that give you the most energy are saturated fats. It's the easiest for the body to get the energy out from them. So naturally occurring saturated fats, and then monounsaturated fats. Specifically, monounsaturated fats are super healthy for you. And in food words, monounsaturated fats you can find especially high monounsaturated fat foods are macadamia nuts, avocados, olives, and olive oil. What else? Other nuts higher in monounsaturated fatty acids are seeds. Some seeds, pumpkin seeds, for example, are higher in them. Sesame seeds are quite high also. Brazil nuts. No, Brazil nuts actually is not that high. Sorry. Pecan nuts, cashew nuts, peanuts. So they are quite. But the richest sources of monounsaturated fatty acids that give you the most energy are macadamia nuts, avocados, olive oil. Also saturated fats, guys. Extra virgin coconut oil, extra virgin palm oil, natural butter, natural ghee. Those fats give you the most energy. So guys, eat them if you are experiencing energy dips instead of sugar, instead of processed crap. So that's kind of your first transition steps to start fixing your metabolic machinery. So you need to remove vegetable oils, you need to remove processed sugars, processed crap, all seed flours, or not seed, all grain flour. You can use almond flour or coconut flour, that's fine, but no wheat flour or any flour made from other grains. And you need to start eating healthy fats. On top of that, if you someone who's been addicted to carbohydrates, if you've been on a carbohydrate rich diet, on a lot of junk food diet, you can't go low carb right away. You're going to experience a lot of suffering otherwise. What you can do is you can start snacking on nuts and seeds, dry, roasted, or raw, without any vegetable oils, instead of high sugary snacks. And you can add carbohydrates from natural foods like tubers. If you choose to eat fruit, it has to be a little, maybe like a piece of fruit a day. For carbohydrates, transition to tubers, so sweet potatoes, more carrots, peas, corn, beetroots, even potato. If it helps you to stay on track, potato has a lot of fiber. Potato has nutrients. If you cook potato and then cool it down and eat it cold, it has a lot of resistant starch, so it's not going to affect your blood sugar a lot. So instead of processed carbs and grains, eat tubers. That's going to help you to fix your metabolic machinery much faster. So remove vegetable oils, remove processed crap from your diet, specifically added sugars of any sort, and added anything made of grains. And grains also, for this period when you want to transition, eliminate grains completely. And then add healthy oils, macadamia nuts, add avocados, olives and olive oil, coconuts, natural butter, fatty foods. Specifically focus on avocados, macadamia, olive oil, coconut oil, butter, because they have a lot of fats that it's easier for your body to make into usable energy. And then at the same time, if you're someone who's been on this carbohydrate-rich, sugary diet for a while, and you can't stop, for example, snacking right away, then start snacking on nuts, avocados, and olives. And maybe things like beef jerky, natural, without all the preservatives, etc. So that's your snack for now. And then instead of processed carbohydrates and grains and flours and all the processed crap, but also foods that are too rich in carbohydrates, if your metabolic machinery is already broken. So instead you need to focus on tubers, on maybe Jerusalem artichoke, beetroots, peas, corn, and you need to get them frozen or fresh and cook them yourself, not in some weird version powdered or otherwise. Anyhow, so tubers, potatoes, sweet potatoes, I would suggest 1 handful per meal. That's my guideline. And then, guys, do that for months, and you'll see how much less you'll need your snacking habits and your sugar stuff. But you need to do the steps, guys, at the same time, and you need to go cold turkey with the processed crap. Otherwise, you're just going to be somewhere in between. You're not going to feel that much better, and you're just going to give up at some point and get to your old habits. So that's, guys, the permanent fix for your fat burning machinery that will help you to get more consistent energy levels. It will literally make you happier because your brain will have consistent supply of energy. Also, you're going to burn your own body fat easily, and you're going to stay fit and lean and looking awesome and feeling awesome. So for that, you need to fix your fat burning machinery. Pick up that book if you need, all the recipes and everything, the Fat Burn Fix. You can Google it. It's on Amazon. And what else? To recap the habits, remove vegetable oils, and specifically look at the restaurant meals, takeout meals, and all the ingredients in foods and even nuts. They can be roasted in vegetable oils, and most of them are. No processed foods, specifically anything made with flours, outer flours, and added sweeteners of any kind. Start eating healthy fats. To transition, upgrade your snacks to nuts, seeds, avocados, and other fattier protein foods. And then instead of grains and carbohydrates, noodles, and whatever that might be, start eating tubers, sweet potatoes, carrots, peas, corn, all these Jerusalem artichoke, a little bit more starchy foods, but they will help you to transition from being carbohydrate dependent, sugar dependent, into fat burning machine. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too overwhelming and too much information. You can always reach out and ask me additional questions if you didn't understand something or you're not sure how to do it properly in your situation. Reach out. I'm more than happy to help on any of my social media or via email. All of that you can find on my website, createyourself.today. So guys, transition yourself into being a fat burning machines, and you're gonna have so much more energy and you'll feel and look so much better than that. You're never gonna look back because you're just gonna feel so damn awesome. That's what I wanted to share today, guys. That's it. Just finished that amazing book. I loved it. I highly recommend it. The Fat Burn Fix. Really well written with great information, all proven by studies and from medical doctor. So pick it up or just start transitioning to becoming fat burning machine. And guys, thank you for listening. Share this episode with one person who needs to hear that. Please do that. You'll do me a huge favor. We all need to be more of fat burning machines. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your attention, for your time. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.